What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Netflix's new reality series, Life After Death, with Tyler Henry. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you'd like to help support the channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. I feel obligated to let you know that even though I like watching horror movies and supernatural thrillers, I myself never believed in ghosts or the paranormal, and not certainly dead loved ones communicating to us from the other side. Do you remember that old show Crossing Over with John Edward? That dude was hilarious. Ooh, I'm sensing from the audience someone lost a grandma whose name starts with the letter M. Is it Mary, Miriam, Minnie Mouse? It's coming from this side of the room, and she wants to let you know that you left the oven on this morning. Look, I don't know if this Tyler Henry dude is a real deal or a fraud. I've never watched his previous show, Hollywood Medium, but clearly he has convinced a lot of desperate people stricken with grief. And after having watched all 9 episodes of this brand new show of his, while I am still not in the camp of the believers, I'm judging those who acquired Tyler's help significantly less now. I truly feel for their sadness and devastation. This show will definitely tug at your heartstrings if you're open to it. It's a free country, so if people want to seek out such services that folks like Tyler provides, hey, whatever heals your wounds. But by the end of it, my warning remains the same, and that is approach with caution. Tyler Henry is a world-renowned medium with more than 300,000 people on his waiting list. After years of being Hollywood's go-to medium, Tyler heads out across the country to offer readings to as many of the people on his waiting list as he can, bringing them hope, healing, and closure they are seeking. This transformational and emotional series will bring answers to the people he reads, providing proof that there is more to this world than what we see and that our loved ones never really leave us. Over the course of the season, we experience the power of Tyler's readings, get insight to what it means to live with such a gift, and follow along on Tyler's personal journey, unraveling a mystery to discover where he really comes from. Let me give you a few more of my thoughts about this show before I conclude with my overall stance on it. So, as I've said, there are a total of 9 episodes. Each runs about 45 minutes tops. Unlike his previous gigs, this time Tyler mostly visits regular folks who can afford him, of course, and his family members drive him around like chauffeurs, which must feel awfully convenient. Now, the show does make room for some high-profile celebs, including Jeannie Buss, who owns the Los Angeles Lakers. And yes, you guessed it, she wanted a reading on her late father, Jerry Buss, the legendary previous owner of the Lakers. So that's one of the few notable ones. But the rest of them, I'm sure the producers would swear up and down that these people are real, non-actors whom Tyler had never personally met before. Gotta be honest, I don't know how Tyler does what he does with the whole scribbling and drawing thing, but I do appreciate him being forthright about not always getting the full picture in his head. You see, most other psychic mediums are ridiculously cocky, but there's a degree of plausible deniability about Tyler, so you can't really completely pin it on him. What does intrigue me is the whole mystery about Tyler's mom. It's a recurring theme throughout these episodes, something about how Tyler's grandma is not really his grandma. A lot of that feels like it deserves a separate segment on shows like Forensic Files or something like that, or perhaps a special presented by Ancestry.com. But other than that, the show does do everything it can to sell Tyler as, hey, he's just a regular dude like you and me, the man of the people, whose heart is in the right place. Maybe, but here's my overall take. And I'll end on this. The whole therapizing heartbroken people when you're not licensed to do so, or when you don't have familial or emotional connection to that person, it can be unethical or worse, unhealthy. There's nothing wrong with talking things out among friends. There's nothing wrong with sharing your pain with someone you trust. But there's a big difference between that and what Tyler Henry does. You see, in life, there's a time to hold on to something, and there's a time to let go. And so what Tyler basically does is make it more difficult for people to let go, and that can definitely damage a person's state of mind. So if you still insist on watching this show, maybe because you believe in Tyler's abilities or you believe in life after death, hey, I can't stop you. Bless your heart. But the skeptic in me will always encourage everybody to reach out to the living rather than the dead for comfort and strength. I'm not saying we can't cherish the memories of our long gone loved ones. Of course, we should never forget about them. But at the same time, do not, I repeat, do not let that dictate or determine your decision, your life, and your mental health moving forward.